of your footage, organize it on your Mac or your PC or whatever you're using. I like to categorize mine in a fashion that suits me. The more organized I am, I found that my workflow kind of matches that efficiency. Take my song, chuck it into the timeline, and I'll actually lock it off. That way it doesn't get bunched before I've even touched anything. I'll import all the clips and generate what's called proxies. All proxies are a copied version of each clip that you've shot, but rendered as a far lower quality compared to the quality that you originally shot. It's really just a click of a button. It can take a while, so I usually go and do something else while these are generating, but it makes a fuck ton of difference. You find when you're actually using these proxies, there's no buffering or latency or anything like that. At least that is, unless you're really pushing the limits of your PC. But DaVinci, Premiere, whatever, they all have a feature where you can just turn off all the effects while you're watching back your video. So proxies and that little feature where you can turn off all the effects. That's what I use to keep my video running super smooth. From there, I'll take the clips that I shot throughout that day and I'll stack them one by one on top of the original audio file of the song. And I say one by one because I want to sync each clip one by one to the original audio track. A really good way to do this is using the auto sync feature on DaVinci or Premiere. Premiere does this too. Once I've got every single clip aligned, synced, it's really just a matter of soloing every single clip one by one, going through it, seeing what I like, seeing what I don't like, and just cutting. And you'll find that you've got a selection of clips that you really like. This part is where a lot of the decision making comes in. You have to pick and choose clips over other clips that you like. When I'm first importing the footage, I'll find that the footage is completely washed out. That's because I'm using a feature called log within my camera, and what that does is maintain the information that's actually in the camera, which makes my color grading process a lot more flexible, and it just means I can be more creative. Then from there, one by one, I'll start applying certain aspects of color or brightness, using curves and my color wheels and all that. This is where I really like DaVinci. You've got a lot of different things you can do within the color panel. So again, not sponsored for some reason, hit me up, DaVinci. I'm right here. Again, I found that grading can really do a number on your PC as far as latency and buffering and stuff like that. So, do it to taste depending on the capabilities of your computer. But for me, these videos, they're more kind of quick turnaround videos. So I'm not trying to spend too much time on this. It kind of just depends what you want to do. Like, I don't like telling people what they should and shouldn't do in their creative space. Like 100% do whatever you want to do when you do it. The editing process for me is so much more fun than anything else because I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know what decisions I'm going to make. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what kind of effects I'll learn within the editing process. And that's the cool thing about it. It's just kind of like a bit of an improv session. After I'm happy with how everything's looking, add a few touches here and there. And if I'm being too picky, a little too picky, then I'll go away, have a vape, calm down a little bit just because I can get in my head. And I think this can happen to a lot of artists where they get a little too in their perfectionist bag, which is a terrible bag to be in because it doesn't stop. It's perfectionism. You cannot rise to that occasion. Like it's not a thing. Before you go a little too crazy, maybe just pump the brakes a little bit, go for a walk, smoke a joint, just do something. 9 times out of 10 you'll come back like, this is fine. This is great. What am I tripping about? Then from there, I'll go ahead and export my video. Then from there, you can export your video super high quality, which, why wouldn't you do that? Well, I'll tell you exactly why the fuck you're not supposed to do that anymore. Because TikTok and Instagram love to compress your videos. Not exactly sure how it works, but it's like the higher quality of video you try to upload, the more they'll compress it. That's what I've heard. In fact, that's what I've experienced.